you guys know, you guys have been
driving over there.
I've been a little bit. Well, you in the court.
Closed at 4 o'clock. Closed at 4 o'clock.
He was in the court today. So again, I'm asking the same question I asked Lucha. How do you see Diddy as a black man overcoming white tears?
I think the whole process to me was set up.
It's a setup?
So I think this will be resolved in a way that it will not land this far. All the evidence that we thought that they had on the charges, the racketeering, sex trafficking, I haven't seen that.
Right, absolutely. And then with Nia, like she's saying that Diddy made her work for 24 hours. With Capricorn Clark saying that Diddy, and she went to Vashta, and Vashta said that Diddy owed her $80,000 and he just ripped up the paper. Like those are essentially predicate acts for slavery under the racketeering statute. You know that, right?
Right, absolutely, absolutely. But again, you gotta take into account. I mean, most of these claims, the claims that have been made, they're not really factual claims. To be honest, I mean, I think she was asked one point in time if she had proof, and her response was so feeble. And, you know what I mean? I hear women saying that most of the women that take the stand, they got some empathy, for Sean Combs, but forget about the empathy. Let's take the facts and bring the facts, and we haven't seen none yet.
I mean, with her testimony, the only thing she has is her word. The only thing she has is the fact that she
welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for the follows, the taps, the shares.
The only thing that really makes me be like, maybe she's telling the truth is the fact that she keeps on double down and saying that she's not in a lawsuit with Diddy. She has no plans to sue Diddy. And so I don't see a modus operandi for her to come and testify beyond the scope of actually getting subpoenaed.
Right. And that's the question. That's about the actual suicide question. Why did she even come?
She came because she was subpoenaed.
Subpoenaed, right.
And then on top of that, they have her listed as an actual victim. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But then again,
I think so. She said she was going on.
I mean, with the confirmation right now, it tells you that she didn't have enough to bring to the table.
Yeah, it's just literally her word and her affiliation with Diddy. I don't think that in itself is enough. But see, this is, to me, kind of feels like a kangaroo court because a lot of, she's a victim. And then there's a lot of witnesses to bolster the allegations from these victims. So even with her not having a piece of evidence, it's like these stories are strikingly similar. And even if we go to Little Rod's civil lawsuit, his story is strikingly similar to everything that's going on. And it just feels like everybody can't be telling a lie about you if they're saying the same thing.
It worked last time.
Yeah, well, again, I think this whole thing is trying to find something to pinpoint. I think that's so they're bringing people who don't have right. You know what I mean? You know, okay, I'm gonna bring you. You didn't say enough. I'm gonna find somebody else to bring in. They didn't say enough. It's like you're trying to find something. You know what I mean? Can they bring someone tangible, just one tangible individual who just stand and just elaborate way close the whole thing? We just getting bit and pieces here, and then and it's not even deliberately clear enough. You know, it still glitches. When I ask them question, the degress. When I ask them question, the degress. It's not like a consistency.
Yeah, it's not. But what I consistently see is when it comes to a predicate act under RICO for trafficking, the fraud, coercion, and so forth, it has me as an objective person to think that maybe Diddy would not have had these women to tolerate his abuse if he was not in full control over their dreams, their goals, their prospective economic advantages, and so forth, right?
Right. But again, let me throw that question back to you. I mean, when the time slot, the time frame, did women claim that they've been abused? You know they had a choice to be able to move on.
Yeah, well, when we think about that, we look at Capricorn Clark. Now Capricorn Clark testified that she parted ways with Bad Boys Combs Enterprise in 2012, right? And so there was a stipulation, and in that stipulation, there's certain things that she can't say. But I listened to Pierce Morgan, and Suge Knight testified, said Diddy beat the crap out of Capricorn, and that Capricorn testified that she went to Interscope with Jimmy Iovine and them, and Suge Knight said that they basically paid her money and told her to leave Diddy alone, and they actually used company money as if she was an employee for Interscope opposed to actually selling it out, which is money laundering, you know that?
Right. But let me plead it right now. He's just saying that. I'm not affirming to what he just said.
Right.
All right. I just want to make sure. But again, at the end of the day, everything is said and done. Can someone take the stand? Someone tangible, someone reliable, can bring all the facts to the table. But what we're getting right now, we all live in the courtroom trying to put the pieces together.
Right.
Does it make sense? Does that make sense? Can someone just come up and say, look, I've been the victim. I mean, I'm saying the timeline, not just skip timeline.
Right.
When they get on the stand, they say something, and then when the question is thrown back at them, it's like this stutter.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's like
Well. The thing about it is, Mia personally, I listen very closely. They didn't really go into her medical records or anything, but she said that even when she was working with Diddy, she took ADHD medication, and so she's she's kind of a little bit delayed or traumatized or whatever. And another thing that she said, and I don't mean to take it too far off, but she testified and said that Diddy changed even though his birthday is the 4th, he changed his birthday to the 16th. Do you find it suspicious that Kim Porter died on the 15th and his birthday is on the 16th, his unofficial birthday? And that Cassie also filed her lawsuit on Kim Porter's death anniversary.
So are you saying that because he changed that day, it means it has some correlation to everything?
It may be because Mia testified Dante Nash testified that Diddy made Cassie's birthday all about him. So if he's going to make another person's birthday all about him, what is he going to do for his unofficial birthday? And Kim Porter come up unalive right before Cassie files a lawsuit on the anniversary and so forth. Like, yeah, I just, you know.
Let's be clear, though. Let's be clear. You know, speculation is so powerful, like a flame, like a fire. It spreads. So I don't want to affirm something that you say. I mean, everything you say, from your standpoint.
This stuff, this is the stuff in the context that I get out of the testimony. Like, I'm not the prosecutor of the defense, but I'll just be like, nigga, did you do it or not? Like, with every single question, all of these around the corner, I would just do a better job.
You know?
And another thing, one more question. Now, Capricorn Clark departed ways in August of 2012, right? She stated that 50 Cent's manager, Chris Lightly, was going to give her a job at 50 Cent. And the day before she was supposed to start, Chris Lightly was reported on a suicide. And we know that Capricorn Clark also testified that Diddy told Chris in an elevator that he don't do this, he just do blah blah. And is saying that he passed away from a self-inflicted wound. So do you feel like that's not like there's a lot of speculation with Diddy and everything we're hearing from the 90s and everything and what's so fascinating is everything we're hearing them say under the penalty of perjury is stuff we've already heard. And you have somebody like Papoose come out and say the stories you hear about these celebrities is true. You know, so with that in mind, and I'm not trying to intertwine all of this, but it's still hip hop. Let's be clear.
Right.
So do you really think Diddy is 100% innocent?
Oh yeah, 100%. You're every single day. Look, to be honest though,
but why?
If Diddy wasn't black, this would have been done a mistrial for the judge. And he wasn't black, we would have gone 4 weeks. Because if you guys just pay close attention to the storylines, you know, I'm very detailed to storylines. These women are not consistent in the storylines. Usually, with an inconsistency, she automatically just say, you know, there's a mistrial right here. The only reason why we're going this far because he's a black man and they're trying to send a message, and a lot of us not ready or come to that, but they're trying to send a message to all of us black people that we can manipulate this thing until we can find some substance.
Right, it's a witch hunt. And you know what else I noticed when it comes to unfairness in this case? RICO, the racketeering statute, is pretty much something dealing with the past 10 years. So in order to get Diddy for racketeering, they can't go no further back than 2014 because that's the RICO status. Now, I was saying that on my platform then when I went into court, and you know how they do the opening and stuff, they was like, we don't want Capricorn Clark to talk about her being allegedly kidnapped and taking the lie detector test in 2004. And the judge specifically said she can testify because it goes to a predicate act for RICO. No, you cannot go 20 years back in RICO. So that stuff is creating killable issues. Harvey Weinstein is actually across the street right now for this thing called Malino witnesses. Those are witnesses that are making testimonies based upon prior bad acts and prior bad acts from 2004, 2000, from Kid Cudi car being blown up, from him extorting Cassie's mother, which I do believe because defense didn't even cross them. That you cannot hit him with predicate acts outside of the 10-year statute of limitations. And so they're using these prior bad acts to bolster people like Mia that's coming with no receipts and saying what he did to her. So this is a kangaroo court, and at the very least, I do believe he has a lot of appealable issues.
Not to change the subject, do you think that
Gene had something to do with a lot of the situations that happened back in the day, being that he was a security guard during the process of all of the shenanigans that was going on. Because I've heard you say a few times that, you know, you interviewed a young man who actually was there and, you know, helped lace the drinks.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. First and foremost, I did not get knocked out by Gene Deal. That is a lie. That was created by a racist white man who's trying to tap into black audiences. Right, he's trying to tap into black audience and master the stats and statistics to get a brand deal on TikTok. TikTok white content creators.
I gotta watch for curses, guys. I gotta mute.
You used to be a Diddy kid, so you think you the shit.
If I unmute, I get banned. I'm not risking my live stream.
What diligent?